Today we are on Unit 1, Lesson 2, which is on page 10 in your workbook. Today we're going to be talking about subtracting positive and negative integers, and our method is going to be to rewrite subtraction as addition. So we talked a lot about how subtracting is the same thing as adding a negative number in the first lesson. So in these problems 2 through 5, we're going to write a subtraction problem that represents each situation, and then we are going to rewrite that subtraction problem as an addition problem. Then we're going to solve it just like we did in lesson 1 on a number line. So number 2 says Adam buys 9 gift cards and gives away 6. How many does he have left? So 9 gift cards is what he has, and if he gives away 6, that would be subtraction. So our problem is 9 minus 6. And we know that 9 minus 6 is the same thing as adding 9 plus a negative 6. So instead of subtracting, we can add the opposite. And then in our number line, I have 0, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I want positive 9 and then negative 6. I'm going to turn around and go the other way 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I will land on 3. And you know 9 minus 6 is 3, and 9 plus negative 6 is also 3. Question 3. Renee is playing a game online. She currently has negative 5 points. She needs a score of 25 points to get to the next level. What is the difference between a score of 25 points and the number of points she currently has? So first, what is the subtraction problem that you are going to write for this situation? Since our question says difference, we know we're going to subtract. So the difference between 25 points and negative 5 points would be 25 minus negative 5. Now we need to rewrite that as addition. We keep the first number, 25. We change subtraction to addition, and we add the opposite. So 25 minus negative 5 is the same thing as 25 plus 5. So on our number line, notice it goes by fives. So I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then 5 more. So we will have 30. So the difference between negative 5 and 25 is going to be 30. Now try question 4 and then check it with the Edpuzzle video. So you should have gotten 30 minus negative 10 for your change in elevation, because in math, change usually means subtraction. Rewrite it as addition, 30 plus positive 10. Change subtraction to addition, change the second number to its opposite, and we will get 30 plus 10, which will be 40. Or on the number line, we would have gone 10, 20, 30, and then 10 more to get 40. Now try question 5 and then check it with the Edpuzzle video. To find that difference in temperature, you would have negative 4 minus negative 12, which is the subtraction problem. Then rewrite it as addition, negative 4 plus a positive 12. So our number line went by 2s this time. So negative 4, start at 0. I would go 2, 4 to the left, and then I would start there and go 12 positive. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and end up that our change in temperature would be 8 degrees. Now read questions 6 and 7, and then you're going to check it with the Edpuzzle video. Remember, since this is your explanation, you may have different words than I do, and that is fine. So now we're looking at questions 8 and 9, and Mr. Clausen came in and distracted me, so I realized I had not shown you what I had for my answers. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to and check your answers with mine for 6 and 7. Now question 8, we're learning this symbol. You should have seen it in 6th grade. That little symbol, those little up and down lines, that means absolute value. So absolute value, that's what this symbol is. And then there would be a number in there. So that symbol, the up and down lines, means absolute value. It is the distance from 0 and that means that it is always a positive. So whatever is inside the absolute value just turns into a positive number, because negative would be a direction but not a distance. So it's always going to be a positive number when you have an absolute value. So question 8 says, what is the distance between 2 and 3 on the number line? So I look up here on the number line, and 2 and 3, I can see that it is 1 unit apart. And then it says, what is the absolute value of 3 minus 2? So 3 minus 2, the absolute value symbol works just like parentheses. So 3 minus 2 is going to be 1, and the absolute value of 1 is just 1. Now what about negative numbers? So the distance between -3 and -2, so -3 and -2, I can still see that is only 1 unit away. And then what's the absolute value of -3 minus -2? Remember, we're going to rewrite that. Actually, I have more room over here. I'm going to rewrite it over here. So we can rewrite that as addition. So -3 plus the opposite of -2 is +2. So I rewrote that as addition, -3 plus +2. Now if I solve it, -3 plus +2. If I do that on the number line, I would have 1, 2, 3, -3, 1, 2, +2, and I'll end on -1. And I did not need the equal sign in there. My erase is covered up by my face. All right. Got to close that so that I can get to the eraser. So, oh no, that was supposed to be there, the equal sign. Sorry, I'm getting confused. I should have picked a different color. Let me change my color. So -3 plus -2 is -1, and then the absolute value of -1, always make it a positive, the absolute value of -1 is +1. Now use that information from question 8 to try question number 9, and then you're going to check it with the Edpuzzle video. So take a look at number 9. Remember, you can pause the video if you need to. And then question 10, look at your answers to problems 8 and 9. What do you notice about the absolute value and the differences between the two numbers? So if we're looking at absolute value, I'm going to highlight these ones. So the absolute value here is 1. So notice that the absolute value and the distance is the same thing. So to find distance, you can find the absolute value of the difference. So you can find the absolute value of subtracting the two numbers. And it worked the exact same way in question 9. The distance was the absolute value. So to find the distance between two numbers on the number line, you can subtract the two numbers and find the absolute value. Let me move that down so you can see it. And now try question 11 and then check it with the Edpuzzle video. So the distance between -2 and 4, I could find that as the absolute value of -2 minus 4, because we're going to subtract those two numbers. Then I rewrite that as addition. So I'll find the absolute value of -2 plus +4. And you could use a number line to do that, but if you use a number line, then you will get that -2 plus 4 is the absolute value of 2, which means that. Can you find the mistake I made? I am running out of time this morning, and so I'm getting frazzled. So my mistake right here, because I thought I know that it can't be 2. So I made a mistake. So let me go back. You would erase. So right here's where I made my mistake. I changed the -2, I changed subtract to add, but then that is a +4. I forgot to change it to a -4. So there was my mistake right there. So it's going to be the absolute value of -2 plus -4, and they're both negatives, so that's actually going to be the absolute value of -6, and the absolute value of -6 is going to be a +6. Now, if you are still confused about this, don't worry because you're about to go online to iReady and do the interactive practice. And when you do the interactive practice, that will lead you through with some tutorials and will help you understand it a little bit more.